everyone, welcome on in. If you want to build your own rail network in Hytale, then this is the video for you. But before we begin, it's worth noting I am recording this video in pre-release 3 of Update 3 for Hytale. Remember, this game is in early access, so any features that get shown off are subject to change. And without that, let's have a look how we can tame the rails. So rails in Hytale can be placed on a number of blocks. On full blocks, upside down half slabs, or upside down stairs. They can go up simple slopes, travel underneath water and lava. And it's worth noting that any of these 4 positions, you can actually pick up blocks while in a rail cart, as long as your head isn't already in a block. Now, when constructing your rail network, you'll come across these junctions. Any sort of a turn, a T-junction, or a crossroads. And one of the major problems we have in Hytale is there's no way of telling the cart which way you want them to go on these 2 junctions. It's also worth noting that carts will fall through water, and in fact will fall fast. And in fact will fall faster than the player. So if you want to get down a layer of water quickly, rails are a good way to go. Now, if you want to make a turn in Hytale, but you're coming from more than one direction, these are what you need. These 2 little setups are determined junctions. The first one will always make sure that if you're coming in from this direction or this direction, you will turn and go off. Whereas this one will make sure that you always go straight along. This is achieved by angling a rail up into the rail above it and making sure it's going the direction you want the cart to continue, meaning that these will always go the direction you want them to go. But these are only good if you can make sure you can choose which way you want to go, and that's where the rest of the video takes us. In Etho's video, he actually created 2 rail selectors, and whilst they are good and useful, they both have their problems. So, to start with, we have this door-based selector. Let me go ahead and pull up my UI so we can look at it properly. So, the idea of this is you go up a couple of blocks, hit the door, and then there's a glitch which actually pushes the cart 1 block to the side, and then you can reverse out of this track. So, the first major issue with this, and it applies to my first design as well, is that glitch only works when you're traveling north or south, and it will always push you east, which means that actually in this configuration, this doesn't work at all. And just to prove that it does work, I have it set up over here in the right configuration, so that we can actually hit the door and be pushed 1 block to the side. And as you notice, there is a second issue, which is you have to be going just the right speed for this to work. Now, the second type that he created is this one. Now, this is a really good little setup. It is not determined by which direction you're going, but instead on whether or not this door is opened. Now, there are 2 flaws with this design as well, unfortunately, which is, well, as you just saw, we were going the wrong speed, so it actually fell down when it shouldn't have done. And as well as that, when you're going too fast, it can also jump the gap. The other problem is you can't interact with this when you're in the cart. You will just get out of the cart every single time. You have to get out of the cart, open the door, get back in, and it will continue. It's worth noting as well, you may have noticed there, when you're not sat in a cart, it will stay exactly where you left it. Now, one of the first things that I did differently is I created this setup here which uses trapdoors to guide the player's position. This means that unlike with Etho's design, when you land, you don't have to reverse back out. Instead, you can keep moving forward and send this track off in a different direction. It is still, unfortunately, limited to the north-south direction. So we can see it in action just over here. And this time I'll stop flying so the cart doesn't jump to me. And again, the speed issue also exists here to get that one glitch to work. So I set about designing a different design that does not rely on that glitch. This is a bidirectional vertical rail selector. It is not inhibited by which direction you're coming into it and can work at most speeds. You come along, open the door, continue straight on. Or if the door is closed, you will drop down and go on the lower track. And if you're coming in from either direction, either track the other way, you'll drop down below and then come up through the tracks. This design is simple, uses minimal moving parts, and can be interacted with while moving. What's more, we can take this design, combine it with the forced direction junctions, and create this, Hytale's first working T-junction. Every direction works. You can switch, you can choose which way to go, and if you can find a way to denote which way is left and right, it can be perfect for your Hytale world. The actual above ground footprint of this design is minimal and shouldn't invade on your tracks. Everything stays in line and clean. If you want to build it for yourself, I'll take a second here. Feel free to pause the video and copy the design. But that's everything. With these simple tools, you should be able to build your very own rail network in Hytale. Hopefully, you learned something from this. And if you did learn something or just enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a subscribe down at the bottom of the video and maybe a like, as this is my first major video on Hytale. I'm really hoping to make a whole lot more, including an upcoming design for a tree farm that actually loses minimal dirt. Now, I'm sorry if I was a little bit stuttery, a little bit nervous. This is my first video full length on YouTube. I'm really hoping to get better at it and to grow as a creator. With that said, have a wonderful day. I can't wait to see what everyone makes with these incredible discoveries. Bye.